When most people think about Star Wars, their minds tend to veer towards the films, and for good reason. What George Lucas created has been standing the test of time for close to half a century now, but another quite important aspect of Star Wars that has kept the IP alive for so long is, of course, video games. This franchise has given us so many legendary games that to talk about all of them would have this video going on for way too long. But for today, I want to focus on two fantastic games that brought Star Wars to a modern audience, that being Jedi Fallen Order and Jedi Survivor. What's up guys, it's your boy Lordology here, and in today's video I'm going to be ranking my top 10 favourite Fallen Order and Jedi Survivor mods for Battlefront 2. There's so many excellent high quality mods that are inspired by these two games that I knew I had to do a video dedicated to these fantastic mods. This is the 6th video in my top 10 best Battlefront 2 mod series with Darth Vader, Anakin, Obi-Wan, Darth Maul, Luke, and a Not Safe for Work mods video, with all of them being featured here on the channel, which I'll leave links in the description if you guys would like to check those videos out. And for the newcomers to the modding scene, keep in mind that most mods are multiplayer safe as long as they don't affect animations or abilities, but you do still run the chance of being banned if you choose to play online. And with all that being said, let's jump into it. Now coming in 10th position, we have the Grease mod, with a great character from both Fallen Order and Jedi Survivor being brought to Battlefront 2. Seeing Grease's shorter frame is quite funny to see in game, but I was actually surprised by how well it works, and it surprisingly fits well within the context of Battlefront 2 by replacing Han Solo, which I do think was a great choice. I'm also making use of Grease's audio overhaul that brings it all together for anyone wanting to turn Battlefront 2 into their own version of Jedi Fallen Order. Now coming in at number 9, we have the BD-1 mod. Aside from the mainline Star Wars droids like R2, BD-1 has quite the following amongst Star Wars fans, as this cute little droid is now held in high regard, much like Chopper from Star Wars Rebels. This mod does an excellent job of bringing BD-1 to Battlefront 2 by replacing Yoda, which at first I thought would be a little weird, but surprisingly the mod works quite well, and because BD-1's scale is the same as Yoda's, the replacement is fantastic. And I also made use of the audio overhaul as well, which thankfully disables lightsaber sounds as well, to better immerse yourself when playing as BD-1. Now coming in at number 8, we have the Ferocious Ninth Sister. In Fallen Order, I actually really enjoyed the boss fight against the Ninth Sister on Kashyyyk, and in Jedi Survivor, Cal of course absolutely wiped the floor with her since he's grown so much in the Force. Nonetheless, I always found her design to be quite unique, and having her voice lines, lightsaber hilt, and custom mesh looks really good in game. Though something to keep in mind is her audio overhaul is very loud, especially when she screams "You can't stop the Empire," which makes me chuckle every time. A worthwhile mod to add for those Fallen Order and Jedi Survivor fans. Now coming in at number 7, we have the Jedi Survivor version of Boba Fett. Of all the cameos in Jedi Survivor, I would have to say Boba was my favourite, given that the end of the Bounty Hunter questline ends with us meeting him, and the encounter just reminds me how much Disney messed up his characterization in the Book of Boba Fett, whereas Respawn did him right in Jedi Survivor. Though I didn't actually get to see Boba in-game until months after launch, because there was this game-breaking bug that prevented you from finishing the Bounty Hunter questline. Gotta love those EA published games, that's for sure. Regardless of that, the mod itself is fantastic and is very well detailed. I also paired it with the Dorkable Elf's audio overhaul, along with the change in Boba's blaster fire sound effects, which when put together make for a great time. Now coming in at number 6, we have the Merrin mod. This excellent mod brings the sassy Night Sister to Battlefront 2. Merrin's character got to grow a ton over the last two Jedi games, and seeing her go from this untrusting loner to mother figure to Carter in Jedi Survivor is so awesome to see. And if my predictions are to be believed, I do think there will be a tragic end to Cal and Merrin's romance in the third Jedi game when it releases. Despite my nerdy predictions, the mod looks great in game, and I love how she has her Night Sister outfit and is using Cal's lightsaber, which I thought was a nice touch, as well as replacing Rey, which is just a bonus. I also made use of the screen accurate lightsabers mod and the audio overhaul for Merrin to bring the Night Sister to Battlefront 2. Now coming in at number 5 is the badass Jaro Tapal mod, which is Cal's Jedi Master from Fallen Order. The fact that Jaro Tapal is a Lasat makes him even more formidable, given that the Lasat have increased strength and agility compared to the other alien races in Star Wars, which adds to him being a Jedi Master. And from what's heard of Jaro through dialogue from Triller and Seer, Jaro was quite a formidable warrior and Jedi, with an awesome looking character model, and paired with the screen accurate lightsabers and audio overhaul mods will bring this tragic Jedi Master to Battlefront 2. Now coming in at number 4, we have the Fallen Order version of Darth Vader. Darth Vader, in my opinion, is one of the hardest characters to get right when it comes to Star Wars media, and it's strangely rare to see Vader properly depicted as an absolute force of nature, and one of those instances has to be his surprising cameo in Jedi Fallen Order. I still remember hearing his breathing for the first time playing Fallen Order while Triller is paralysed with fear, and to this day the scene still sends chills down my spine and is one of the most iconic Vader appearances in any Star Wars medium. This mod does the fantastic job of bringing one of Vader's most iconic appearances to life with a custom body, cape and lightsaber, with all of the models and textures being ported from Fallen Order. Paired with the audio overhaul and screen accurate lightsabers mod brings it all together to create one of my personal favourite appearances on this list. Now down to the final 3, and coming in at number 3 is the Taron Malicos mod, the mysterious wanderer on Dathomir who turns out to be a former Jedi and dark side Force user. I still remember playing the boss fight against Malicos on the hardest difficulty back in the day and having a really rough go of it, but once I got the attack patterns down, the Malicos boss fight is arguably one of the most visually stunning boss fights in any Star Wars game, and I honestly believe it deserves much more praise from the fandom. The mod ports his character model straight into Battlefront 2, and you also want to make sure that you load his dual-bladed lightsabers correctly, or otherwise it won't appear in-game. Along with his custom lightsaber hilts, audio overhaul, and custom ability mods, all put together make for a really unique villain to bring to Battlefront 2. Now coming in at number 2, and what is one of the most well-made mods on this list, is the Private Match Second Sister mod, which brings this Jedi Hunter to Battlefront 2. Triller was such an excellent character in Fallen Order, back when Star Wars didn't treat the Inquisitors like comic relief. Fallen Order actually took these characters quite seriously within its narrative, and having her be this twisted character who we learn feels abandoned and lives in fear of Vader, which pushes her connection to the dark side, makes for quite a fascinating character that I think Respawn did an excellent job of writing. The mod itself is super in-depth, with a fantastic looking character model, custom lightsaber hilt and unique custom abilities, one of which allows you to switch lightsaber stances by igniting her double-bladed lightsaber that increases her stamina but reduces her damage, which makes for a really well-balanced character to play in Battlefront 2, and is an absolute must-play mod when you want to bring the Jedi series to BF2. Finally, coming in at number 1, and what I consider to be the best Fallen Order and Survivor mod on this list, is the Private Match Cal Kestis mod, that brings everyone's favourite Ginger to Battlefront 2. This mod brings so many unique and custom abilities, features, and changes that it's quite unbelievable the amount of work that Spartan CV put into this mod, with being able to switch lightsaber stances and ignite Cal's double-bladed lightsaber, being able to use a stim canister just like in the games, and being able to force freeze enemies, and the ability has the cool feature of extending the distance of the force freeze ability. I also wanted to make use of a purple lightsaber colour for Cal, since I personally think it suits Cal's much darker personality traits that he displays in the second half of Jedi Survivor, like when he embraces the dark side and scares the Dathomir out of Merrin. In Star Wars Legends, purple lightsaber wielders essentially symbolises ambition, power and wisdom, as well as an understanding of both the light and dark side, which I think suit Cal quite well, and this mod allows me to bring another fantastic character to BF2. It's just wild how far Battlefront 2 mods have come over the last few years, and it's super creative mods like this that help keeps this wonderful community alive and well. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the end of this top 10 Fallen Order and Survivor mod list for Battlefront 2. And now I want to hear from you guys. Do you guys agree with my top 10 lists, or are there other Survivor mods you guys think I should have mentioned? Either way, let me know in the comments. I would also like to give a big thank you to my channel members for supporting my content, as it's thanks to you fine folks that make these videos possible. And if you guys would like to support my content, then consider becoming a member. And if not, then consider giving the video a like and subscribing if you want to see more content like this. With all that being said, I hope all of my fellow Sith and Jedi have a wonderful day. Be sure to drink lots of water and get some sleep, and I'll be sure to catch you guys in the next one. Cheers.